Achieving your ultimate day starts with having the ideal morning. And I know there are thousands of opinions out there on morning routines and what they should have, what they shouldn't have, whether you should have them at all, and whether you should just avoid them in the first place. But what I can tell you is over the last year, and more specifically the last 5 or 6 months, my morning routine, the way I start my mornings, has really changed the way and in which I approach my work, what I get done, and how I keep myself accountable throughout the day for actually hitting what I have committed to. Now, my daily routine, my morning routine, starts the evening or the night before, actually. So I'll start by writing down between 6 and 8 things that I need to get done in the next day. This is essentially the things that I've pulled through from my monthly planner, where I plan my month ahead. I'll focus then on a weekly breakdown of those tasks to make sure that I have a rhythm in achieving them. And basically, how I set up that week is my broad plan for the month. So I've got an idea of what I want to achieve. I've actually got a very clear idea of what I want to achieve for every single week. And that is what starts my plan for the next day, the night before. So I'll work through these points that I've set out and I'll fill out my to-do list for the next day. And that way, when I wake up, I know what I need to get to. I know what I need to hit. I know what I need to achieve in order to make that day a success, because I've already zoomed it out when I plan my month and I plan my weeks, and I know that I'm then working on the things that truly matter. Now, that's great and all in knowing what I need to work on. But then what I've fundamentally changed the last 5 or 6 months, and this is really, really powerful, is when I get to the office in the morning, I'll switch my laptop on, plug everything in, get my workspace set up, make a cup of coffee, and I'll have a seat at my desk, put my headphones in, put my phone on either a focus mode or silent, and I put it out of my view, and I then start working. I'll actually shut the door as well. So it's this really conducive environment for focus. And I'll try and work between 2 and 4 hours, depending on what the day allows and how my schedule is set up, to work on these things that I've highlighted the night before. So this means that I have between 2 and 4 hours of intensely deep work on things that drive the needle on growth. And these are the things that get my day started in the right way. So I'll have my 6 to 8 points, usually it's 8. I'll have them lined up in the priority that I want to achieve them throughout the day. And that is taking into account when I have contact sessions with team members or clients or wherever. So it's actually built around the flow of my day. And as I complete each task, I'll tick it off, and that will mean that it's done, and I move on to the next task and the next task and the next task. Now, a lot of times it's easy to sit down and get distracted and start working on other things. So what I also try and do is, when I'm in this deep focus, deep work session, I will, let's say there's a thought that comes up of, I need to get to this, or I need to plan this, or I need to, this is actually quite a good idea, because your creative juices are flowing and you are going to get some crazy cool thoughts. But that doesn't mean you should work on them right now. I actually jot those down in my notebook, and at the end of the day, I'll make sure that I include them somewhere in my monthly planning where it makes sense. But for the rest of that time, I will focus on only those key things. So this leaves me till about, let's call it 11, 12 o'clock a day. And I'll actually start booking and taking my first meetings from either 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock or later. So I really plan the first part of my day to get to the things that are important to me. And I really dive deep into that. My team knows already that my door is shut during certain times of the day. I've got my headphones in. I'm listening to focus music. My phone is there where I can't be disturbed unless there's something that's really urgent, people can get to me, but I then focus on what is important to me, leaving the later portion of my day where my energy is lower and I'm not as creative as I was in the morning. I leave that for what is important to other people, to my team, for the catch-ups, for the meetings, and for general just discussions on where we want to be heading. And this has made such a massive impact in the amount of things that I'm able to get done in a day, in a week, and in a month. Because if you take these 6 to 8 things times 5 days a week, that's between 30 and 40 things I get done every single week, knowing that these are things that drive the needle on my personal goals and objectives. I know that I get these things done, get them smashed out the way every single week. And only once that has been done on a daily basis do I start working on the things that are important to other people or are less important to me. And then things like email, I leave for later on in the day if I actually do check my emails that specific day. So I'll try and just scan through the important things and get back to that. Many weeks I'll answer my mails once a week, maybe twice a week if it's not that important. But this is really just my way of starting my day, making sure that I focus my energy and my focus on the right things, and that I do in fact move my own progress first before getting to other things that are not necessarily my main priority. So let's try that out. You can actually, in the link in the description box down below, I'm going to leave you a link for my monthly planner, my weekly planner, which includes my weekly review, and then the template for my daily to-do list. You can grab these all for free in the link in my description box down below, and you can actually use the same system. And I would love to hear from you how that works for you. And I have got another video if you're interested in how to use these 3 tools in conjunction. Then go and please check out this video next. Cheers.